fans of Ventura County Fusion, we got another matchup tonight. Fusion taking on the SoCal Seahorses. Gonna get right in and tell you tonight's starting lineups for your Ventura County Fusion. Or excuse me, let's start with the away team here. The SoCal Seahorses in goal, number 1, Daniel Christensen. Number 2, Malik Shaheed. Number 3, Derek Waldeck. Number 5, Riley Waldeck. Number 9, Tariq Branch. Number 15, Takata Lobsiger. Number 16, Jose Garfias. Number 20, Ignacio Ramirez. Number 22, Kaylee Powers. Number 23, Tyrone Martin. And number 25, Gabriel Rivera. Now the starting lineup for your Ventura County Fusion. In goal, number 1, Paul Guerin. Number 2, Alfonso Flores. Number 3, Tim Hyduk. Number 4, Adam Olson. Number 6, Francisco Arroyo. Number 10, Diego Sanchez. Number 15, Michael Weber. Number 16, Juan Pablo Alvarez. Number 17, Trey Jackson. Number 19, VJ Diaz. And number 20, Leonardo Anjos. Big name missing from tonight's starting lineup. That would be star defenseman Carson Von Steeg. And if you were with us last week, or excuse me, on Saturday, you would see that he was injured early on in about the 7th minute of that game against San Francisco Glens. You see, he steps awkwardly and then right there gets his foot stepped on. And he came out of the game and he did not return. He is not here tonight. So a big injury for the Fusion. They were able to recover a big injury to one of their star defensemen. They ended up getting a shutout last Saturday against the San Francisco Glens. A big 4-0 win. But they were definitely going to miss Carson Von Steeg. That was a huge injury. As I mentioned, the 4-0 win last Saturday. Let's go ahead and show you the goals. A beautiful pass right there by VJ Diaz, kicking it up over his head, and then Diego Sanchez just barely gets enough on it to deflect it just out of reach of the goalkeeper. That was the first goal of the game, but it all starts right here. You see VJ Diaz on the volley, just kicks it up over his head, and then Diego Sanchez was off and running. The header by the defenseman, and then Sanchez right here just gets a toe on it just enough and sneaks it in. That was the first goal of the game in the 43rd minute of that one. And then here's Sanchez was not done. You see him getting taken down in the box. That would lead to this penalty kick here in the 53rd minute. And Sanchez had his second goal of the game there. Beating the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper went left. Sanchez went right. And it was an easy goal for Diego Sanchez. See it one more time on the penalty kick. This goalie had no chance when you guessed wrong. And Sanchez was there to capitalize on the penalty. That would actually give him, at the time, a 3-0 lead. And at that point, it was just cruise control for the Fusion. So we showed you the 2 goals there last Saturday against the Glens for Diego Sanchez. Here was the second goal of the match here. Trey Jackson, he's got speed, dribbles midfield, gives a little give and go with Diego Sanchez, the back heel pass to Trey Jackson, and then he converts there. Beats the goalie, goes far post, and sneaks it in. Nice play here from the other angle. See Jackson dribbling around a few, and then check this pass out to Sanchez, then the back heel back to him. A little give and go action, and then Trey Jackson, goalie overextends, trying to defend the near post, and Trey Jackson beats him in the far post. That was the second goal of the game in the 50th minute. And then before the night was done, the Fusion would end up adding one more. So a big 4-0 win last Saturday against the Glens. It allowed the Fusion to remain undefeated at home so far this season. They were coming off a 2-game losing streak before going into last Saturday's game. Their only 2 losses of the season. They were both on the road. So coming home and just what the doctor ordered, Fusion get a big win. Fusion currently sitting in 3rd place in the Southwest Premier Development League. A couple saves here by Paul Guerin. He's showing some highlights. He had a really good game. A lot of acrobatic, highly athletic saves. He was diving, jumping, sliding all around. led to a clean sheet for him as he got the shutout. As I mentioned, Fusion currently sitting in third place. They have a 5-2-1 record that's good for 16 points. In 8 games, they have 14 goals, scored 9 goals allowed. That's good for a +5 goal differential. Their opponents tonight, the SoCal Seahorses, currently sitting in 7th place with a 3-5-1 record. That's good for 10 points. These two teams have already met once this season. They met last month back on May 23rd. Fusion came away with a 2-1 win in that one. Goals by Trey Jackson and Leo Anjos, both in the starting lineup tonight. So they're definitely familiar with this team. With the win last Saturday, Fusion currently 4th in the power rankings in the Western Division of the Premier Development League. That's the entire Western Conference, 20 teams total, and they are now in the 4th in the power ranking. So that was a big win for them last week. They're just 1 point out of a playoff spot as the standings currently sit. And we are just about underway here at Ventura College Stadium. Fusion in their white uniforms, white tops, white bottoms with the blue sleeves. They will be going left to right on your screen. The Seahorses in their dark blue kits will be going right to left. And referee whistles blow and we are underway. Fusion immediately trying to push the action forward, but that pass sails over Trey Jackson's head and out of bounds. And it gets right back to the Fusion. Throw into Diaz. Diaz tries to dribble along one defender, but that defender cuts him off. Now Anjos with the ball. Passes off to Sanchez. Sanchez flick on into the box. There's Anjos with it, but the defender comes and kicks it out of bounds, and we already have our first corner kick here in the first minute. So the Fusion threatening early here as they have a corner kick. That'll be Leo Anjos taking the corner for the Fusion. Anjos is crossed into the box. Nobody there as it's cleared out by the Seahorses. Fusion fighting to keep the ball on the offensive side, and they do. That's Weber with the ball now. But he sails this one out of bounds. We have a goal kick here for the Seahorses.
Stay where the Fusion stays. Crown Plaza, Ventura Beach. Crown Plaza, proud sponsor of Ventura County Youth Soccer.
Daniel Christensen, the goalkeeper for the Seahorses. Seahorses now with the cross into the box, and the defender gets through. He sneaks it past Guerin, and we have a goal. Just 2 minutes and 15 seconds into this match, and no defenders marking that Seahorse player, and he beats Guerin for the first goal of the game. So after getting a shutout last Saturday against the Glens, the Fusion already conceding a goal here early on in just the 3rd minute. And you have to wonder what a player like Carson Von Steed can do for this defense. Has he been in this game? Maybe they get that. Obviously, you cannot tell. But obviously one of their best defenders on this team, and the fact that he is injured and not playing in this game already showing. already having to play a goal down here early on in this game. We'll see if that alters their plans here in this one, any kind of strategy. Of course, the last time these two teams met back last month in May, Seahorses jumped out to an early 1-0 lead. And Fusion responded by scoring 2 goals of their own. So maybe a little deja vu here. One thing Fusion like to do is switching sides of the field constantly with their back line, looking for any one of their players to make a run so they can push the attack. Defenders they rely on their defenders a lot to control kind of the pace in this game and where they decide to attack from. So that one out of bounds by the Seahorses, who will have a throw in here for the Fusion. With the pass up to Sanchez, over to Jackson. Olsen sending it way upfield, looking for Michael Weber. Weber not putting a good touch on that one. And we have looks like a foul on VJ Diaz of the Fusion just outside of the box. So great field position for a free kick here for the Fusion. Referee having some words with Tyrone Martin of the Seahorses.
Today's free kick is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken.
So a great opportunity here for the Fusion as they're getting a free kick just outside of the box. Looks like we have Sanchez and Anjos both on the ball. We'll see who takes it. Sancho's with the dummy. Sanchez puts it on goal, but Christensen there to make the save. Sanchez trying to curl that one in near post, but Christensen easily makes the save. And just like that, Seahorses sail it out of bounds, and the ball goes right back to the Fusion. Now crossing this one in the middle of the field, intended for Diego Sanchez, but that goes wide, but Arroyo is there to save it and keep it the possession for the Fusion. Sanchez saves it from going out of bounds. Now Juan Pablo Alvarez in the box goes to cross it. That ball deflected out of bounds by the Seahorses. We will have another corner kick here for the Fusion. To go get the ball. Where's the ball boy when you need him? Sanchez now taking the corner kick here. The cross into the box goes long, but Trey Jackson there to run it down. Now he dribbles around one defender, that cross, and cleared out. And Sanchez tried one more time at that one as he ripped it, but it goes wide left of the goal. We have a goal kick here for the Seahorses. If you're just joining us, we're in the 9th minute here early on in this game. Fusion already down 1 goal. They gave up a goal in just the 2nd minute of the game.
Let's go, Fusion.
So Fusion having to play from behind here early on. Fusion switching sides now, bringing up the left side. Hajduk dribbling it, switches over to Olsen. Olsen looking for someone to make a run. Pass way ahead to Diaz, but Christensen comes out of net to save that one. With the ball now, dribbling up the right side. Sees nothing, passes off to Anjos. Anjos crossing it upfield. There's Weber there on the other side of that pass. He dribbled it inside the box, but the touch too strong as that pass got away from him. Cleared out of bounds by the Seahorses. Ball will stay with the Fusion. And they switch sides quickly over to Flores. Flores passes it up to Trey Jackson. Jackson dribbles around one defender. Stops, cross back into the box. Diaz getting tugged there by the defender. No call. Diaz looking at the ref, hoping for a call. Ref says play on. That ball cleared out of bounds by the Seahorses.
Just a reminder to everybody, tonight is a school night for the college, so you have to pay for a $2 parking pass. There are kiosks at your parking lot, and make sure you get a parking pass.
Flores now with the throw in. Gets it into Sanchez. Anjos crossing it. Tim Hajduk comes up to get the pass. They're going to go ahead and reset here as they pass it to the back line with Adam Olsen. Now Michael Weber running up the left side, passes off to Arroyo. That one goes out of bounds by the Fusion. Flores' pass now into the box to Diego Sanchez, trying to chase it down before it goes out of bounds. Looks like we have a throw in here for the Fusion. Anjos chooses to reset as he kicks it back to Hajduk. Now pushing it forward to Weber. Seahorses now on the counter. Jose Garcia's there for the Seahorses. He dribbles that one out of bounds. Fusion will take over. That ball deflected off Sanchez. Heading that one out. Shahid pushing it forward. Seahorses, two players, two of their own teammates collide in the box. Referee calls offsides. Seahorses haven't had many chances in this game, but they've done a lot with the few that they've had. Obviously, they already lead 1-0. That one, they had a few players open, but kind of miscommunication as two teammates ran into each other there, but Seahorses threatening again.
The Ventura County Fusion Organization would like to
last
give a
pass
shout out to the
deflected
Ventura
out of bounds
FC
by Weber, so we'll have a corner
Everybody
kick
give
here
him a round
for
of
the
applause.
Seahorses. Taking the corner kick is number 3, Derek Waldeck. Waldeck passing up to Garfias. Garfias fires and just wide of the net. He had the goaltender beat, but the shot just off target. And the Fusion dodge a bullet there as Garfias fired an absolute
Want to wear
rocket
your
on
Ventura County Fusion wear?
that one.
Wear Adidas.
Wearing
Since 2007,
Dove
Ventura County
probably
Fusion
was
wears
not gonna get it.
Adidas, and you
Luckily,
should too.
it was not on
Adidas.
target. And the score remains 1-0 here. Pass up ahead to Weber. Cleared out of bounds by Tyrone Martin. That one headed out of bounds by Hajduk. Seahorses take over possession. Seahorses looking like they were threatening there for a second, but Anjos does a nice job of walking in front of that one and taking over. But a pass too strong, and now Seahorses have the ball. Fusion now moving the ball up the right side. Flores pass ahead to Jackson. Sanchez with the ball now, gets shoved in the back. Now Michael Weber, he's got only the goalie to beat, and he beats him. Finds the back of the net, and we have a tie game here at Ventura College. 1 goal apiece off the foot of Michael Weber. Make that 2 games in a row with a goal for Michael Weber, as he took advantage of that counter, had just the goalie to beat, went far side. Goalie did not have a chance at that one, and it was all tied up at 1.
Goal!
18th minute here, we are all tied up.
Fusion.
Seahorses with it now, Garfias. That pass cross pass way up ahead to Rivera, but too long as it goes out of bounds. Fusion will take over.
Jay.
Trey Jackson flipping that one over his head. Sanchez with the ball now. He's got one ahead to Trey Jackson. But Rivera steps in front of that pass. Tries to clear it, deflected off Jackson. So possession, Seahorses. Olsen doing a nice job of avoiding danger by clearing that one. Breaking plays, another ball rolled out onto the field. Kaylee Powers with the throw-in. Flicked it to the middle of the field, but no one there. And the Fusion have it. Malik Shaheed doing a nice job of getting in front of that Tim Heide pass, deflected, but Guerin's there. Quick throw in, here's Trey Jackson. Now with the ball up to Flores. Flores loses possession. Seahorses switch sides here. They bring it up the right side. Ramirez with the ball now. Crossing it up ahead. His intended target, Branch, on that one, but the pass too high and too wide. Sanchez calling for the ball there on the right side. Stop and play is a foul there on the Seahorses. Sanchez gets back in play immediately. Flores now dribbling up the right side up to Sanchez. And Rivera kicks it back to his goaltender, Christensen. Turnover. Anjo's doing a nice job of jumping in front of that pass. Alvarez pass up ahead to Trey Jackson. Alvarez pass up ahead to Weaver. Royal now with the ball. Foul there on the Seahorses as Flores went down. Free kick here for the Fusion. And we'll have a yellow card, our first yellow card issued here. Goes against the Seahorses. Can't see that there's number 22, Kaylee Powers, there with the yellow card.
Yellow card issued to the Seahorses, issued to number 22, Kaylee Powers.
He has Sanchez and Leo Anjos both on the ball for this free kick. And Anjos crosses it into the box off the back heel of Olsen. A lot of commotion going on in the box, but the Seahorses able to clear it. Haley Powers trying to save that one from going out of bounds. He did not, so we'll have a throw in here for the Fusion.
Dr. Michael Peck is the official chiropractor of your Ventura County Fusion staff. Dr. Peck of downtown Ventura for all of your chiropractic needs.
Trey Jackson now with the throw-in. Passes it into Flores. Flores kicks it middle of the field. Anjos with the ball now. Passes into the box to Diaz. But the Seahorses take over, and now on the counter there with the ball is Tariq Branch. He stays on sides, but unable to bring that pass in and control it as Guerra comes out to make the save. Heads that one back on. Fusion take over. Diaz now over to Sanchez. Not much room to work with. Dribbles around one defender. And he gets shoved down there as it goes out of bounds. But possession will stay with the Fusion. Switching sides now as they cross up to the left side. Tim Hajduk slips down. Branch there, and the Seahorses have numbers. Branch with the ball now, but Olsen and Hajduk able to recover, as that could have been disaster there for the Fusion as Hajduk slipped on the play, but able to recover in time. Branch with the ball now in the box as he crosses this one, and he finds the net. Tariq Branch with the goal.
Goal scored by the Seahorses.
And Adam Olsen on that one, slow to get up. He was the defender. But the SoCal Seahorses take back the lead in this one in the 27th minute off the foot of Tariq Branch.
Seahorse goal scored by number 9.
Seahorses now lead 2-1. Fusion have controlled possession from the majority of this game, but the few chances the Seahorses have gotten, they've really taken advantage of. They've gotten the ball in the offensive box just 3 times and 2 goals to show for it. So very efficient here by the Seahorses offense when they do have the ball. Little correction there, if you're confused by the scoreboard, it's actually Seahorses 2, Ventura County Fusion 1. That ball kicked out of bounds by Takata Lopsinger, so Fusion will take over. I mentioned on that last goal a minute ago, Adam Olsen was slow to get up. He did get up for a while, but he is now back down, and the referee calls out for the trainers, so they will come out to check on Adam Olsen. They lost Von Steeg last game, and to lose Olsen, that would just be an absolute devastation to this Fusion defense, as those are the two of the top defenders they have here on this team. And it looks like Olsen will be coming out, as coming into the match for him is number 8, Marshall Garcia. So the Fusion had their work cut out for them in this one, down their top 2 defenders now here in just the 30th minute in this game, and they already trail 2-1.
Substitution for the Fusion. Exiting in the game, number 4, Adam Olsen. And entering the game, number 8, Marshall Garcia.
Looking on the sidelines, Olsen has his right cleat off, so maybe another foot injury, which is the same thing that happened to Carson Von Steeg last game. So the injury bug here biting the Fusion. Guerra now coming well out of the box. Anjo's up to Flores. Trey Jackson now with the ball. Dangerous pass there by Anjo, says the speedy Branch for the Seahorses, who just scored that last goal, was hunting that ball down, but Guerin able to clear it just before he gets there. Push in the back there by Anjos for the foul. Take it over as that pass up ahead intended for VJ Diaz. Too far, but Flores now with the ball up to Trey Jackson. And the Fusion on the attack. Trey Jackson dribbles middle of the field. And that pass deflected out of bounds. No deflection, actually. Trey Jackson just sailed that one left, and we will have a goal kick here for the Seahorses.
Quick Printing Plus is where you should go for all of your printing needs. Quick Printing Plus, the official print shop of your Ventura County Fusion.
Flores sets that one up. And possession stays with the Seahorses. Someone to make a run. Passes up to Sanchez, over to Weber. Down the middle of the field to Diaz. Diaz loses possession there, but that ball kicked out of bounds by the Seahorses. Is now switching. Oh, pass up ahead to Branch, but Branch whistled for the offsides. Ayuk now passes up ahead to Jackson. That pass goes long. up to Arroyo. And Arroyo gives it up to the Seahorses. Now Garcia with the ball in the middle of the field up to Anjos. Anjos is going to pass this one back to Guerin. They will switch sides as they now move it up the left side of the field. Sanchez with the ball now in the middle of the field. He's got room to work. Over to Weber. Back to Sanchez. And that one kicked past the goal line by the Seahorses, so we will have a corner kick here for the Fusion.
Another reminder that you do have to pay for parking tonight. Parking passes are $2 each at a kiosk in the parking lot.
Anjos on the corner kick for the Fusion. Cross into the box, and that was deflected out by the Seahorses. Now switches this one to Alvarez. Up to Arroyo. Arroyo flicks on into the box. And we will have another corner kick here for the Fusion. No corner. It's a throw-in. Trying to look like a corner kick to me. We'll have a free kick here, maybe an indirect free kick. Anjos and Sanchez both on the ball. Sanchez crosses that one in. Diaz gets taken down in the box. And the Seahorses avoid any damage as they clear this one. Sun beginning to set here in Ventura College Stadium as the shadows are getting longer. We're in the 37th minute here in this one. SoCal Seahorses currently leading the VC Fusion 2-1. Alvarez now up to Arroyo. Marshall Garcia pass on to Arroyo. Arroyo dribbles this one in the box. The cross. Trapped by Sanchez. Now Trey Jackson with it in the box. Jackson gets taken down. Referee plays on for the advantage. Trey Jackson with it, right side. Pass to the middle of the field to Marshall Garcia. Going to switch sides up to Diaz. Diaz now dribbling this one up. Arroyo, the cross into the box. Anjos traps it. And this one cleared out by Tyrone Martin. Alvarez up to Flores. Heard out of bounds by Lobsinger. Seahorses now on the counter. Kerry Powers dribbling it up. Kicks it to the middle of the field, but that one's stopped by Sanchez. Seahorses quickly get it right back. Ramirez up to Lobsiger. Little give and go. Lobsiger with the ball now in the box. Juan Pablo Alvarez doing a nice job of cutting off that pass and clearing it. Ano switches it now as Flores has the ball. Anjo's way up ahead to Sanchez. Sanchez too strong on the touch as he gives it over, but gets it right back. Sanchez over to Jackson. Jackson has that ball stolen. Powers making a run. Branch guarded by Juan Pablo Alvarez. And his pass stolen by Arroyo. That's Sanchez. Fusion now with room to work here. Pass up ahead to Flores, up the right side. Pass intended for Weber, no good, but Weber gets it right back. Then Trey Jackson gets taken down. Seahorses whistled for the foul. So a free kick here from about 20 meters out. As usual, both Sanchez and Anjos on the free kick here, hoping to cause some confusion. Anjos with the cross into the box, but right into the hands of Christensen for the save. Christensen up ahead, trying to get a counterattack with Powers, but that pass too long and out of bounds. Fusion take over. Trey Jackson now gets behind the defense. That one cleared out of bounds by Rivera. Throw in here for the Fusion. Sanchez flips it up over the defender. Stays with it. Flores with the ball now. Cleared out of bounds again by Rivera. Jackson got boxed into a corner there, tried to get out of it, but goes out of bounds on Jackson. We'll have a goal kick here for the Seahorses.
Ventura Orthopedics provide exceptional care of Ventura County Fusion staff and everyone in Ventura County. Visit VenturaOrtho.com for more information.
Pass back to Guerin. Guerin now kicks it up, middle of the field. Diaz goes down, a foul against Seahorses. Sanchez now over to Jackson. Jackson dribbling to the middle of the field. His pass up ahead intended for Arroyo, but Christensen comes out of the box to make it. Now Seahorses countering here as they've been dangerous anytime they have the ball. Rivera now crossed into the box, and Guerin comes up to make the save. Little collision there with Malik Shaheed, but Guerin able to control the save. Looking to find Jackson on the run, but that pass too long and out of bounds. Marshall Garcia a little too aggressive there on the defense, and he's getting whistled for the foul.
There will be 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes.
We're now in extra time here in the first half. 3 minutes added on. 3 minutes of extra time here in the first half. That ball goes out of bounds on the Seahorses. We'll have a goal kick here for the Fusion. Seahorses will take over. Jackson now with the balls that's stolen by Rivera. Anjos gets it right back for the Fusion, and the Seahorses take it back themselves. Have done a nice job of dominating possession here in the first half, but they still find themselves down 2-1 based off the opportunistic countering here in the first half by the Seahorses. Like I mentioned, did not have possession for much of this game, but when they do, they've certainly made
would like to give another shout out to the
Ventura that up
soccer team.
to missing a couple defensive players here in this one.
Andrew,
They lost Carson Bumstead last game. Adam Olsen has already gone out this game.
down to the track.
The defense for the Fusion struggling against Branch. Puts this one just above the crossbar. So he's certainly making Guerin think about it. Branch already with the goal in this game. Was looking for 2, but just a bit high. Garcia now looking for someone to make a run. Passing up ahead intended for Diaz. But Martin clears that one out. Diaz now fighting with the defender, but loses this one. Juan Pablo Alvarez crosses out with the box, but the Seahorses let that one roll out of bounds for a goal kick. In the final moments here of the first half, what a first half it's been. We've got 3 goals total. Seahorses currently leading 2-1. Whistle on this first half blows as we will head into halftime with the SoCal Seahorses leading 2-1 over the Ventura County Fusion.
Reminder that if any youth players would like
Seahorses making the most of the few offensive opportunities they had in that first half.
Go for the Seahorses.
So 2-1 is our score here at halftime. 2 goals for the Seahorses by Waldeck and Branch. And then Michael Weber of the Fusion is the lone goal for the Fusion. He scored that in the 18th minute. That makes it 2 games in a row with the goal from Weber. And it pretty much looked just like his goal from last week. Weber holding down the left side. Beat the goalie far post. Story of the second half is going to be if the Fusion can limit the counters by the Seahorses here. As I mentioned, they've done a nice job of holding possession, but the counters have really killed them. Replay here is Weber off screen finds the back of the net. There you go, Weber dribbling up left side, just the goalie to beat. Goalie comes out of the box, tries to make himself big, but Weber goes far post and into the, buries it into the back of the net. It's the lone goal here for the Fusion. Ventura College Stadium. Halftime just about wrapping up in this one. VC Fusion taking on the SoCal Seahorses. Those Seahorses currently leading 2-1 as we head into the second half. Couple of first half stats for you. 2 goals for the Seahorses, one just early on in the game, just the 3rd minute by number 3, Derek Waldeck. And then again in the 27th minute, that was off the foot of Tariq Branch, the lone goal for the Fusion, off the foot of Michael Weber. Fusion controlled the ball for the majority of that half. I would say at least 70-30 possession, if not 80-20. I mean, it was absolutely ball dominant there by the Fusion. But the few counters that the SoCal Seahorses did get, they took advantage of. As you could tell, they lead 2-1. Barely had possession at all that entire first half, but they definitely struck when they had the ball, made it count when it mattered. So the Fusion going to have to climb back into this one as they trail here, and they're going to have to do it without 2 of their star defensemen. I cannot stress enough how big that is for this Fusion defense. They lost Carson Von Steeg last game. He went down early on with an injury. He is not even here tonight, so he's getting the rest he needs. And then Adam Olsen, their other star defender, started this game, but he went down in about, I'd say, the 20th minute. Marshall Garcia came in for him, so Fusion going to have to play from behind without 2 of their better defenders. Substitution here for the Seahorses. Number 18, Ari Claro, coming in for number 23, Tyrone Martin. And then for the Fusion, now in the game is number 23, Matt Herlo. And coming out is number 19, VJ Diaz. Just about underway here in the second half. Sun is just about set here on Ventura College Stadium. And it looks like there was one more substitution by the Fusion, as I can see Michael Weber making his way to the bench. As soon as we find out who was substituted in for him, we will let you know. But Michael Weber, the lone goal scorer here for the Fusion, on the bench in the second half. And it looks like number 14, Christian Pinzon, was the substitute for him. So Herlo and Pinzon, your 2 substitutes here in the second half for the Fusion. Switching sides of the field now as Seahorses will be moving left to right on your screen. Fusion moving right to left.
Substitutions made for the Fusion. Exiting game number 15, Michael Weaver, and number 19, VJ Diaz. And entering the game.
Anjo's pass ahead goes long.
Number 23, Matt Herlo.
From a strategic standpoint, not much the Fusion should change from their game plan there in the first half, as they had plenty of chances and controlled the ball for most of the game. What they really just had to do is limit those dangerous counters by the Seahorses. Pinzon now with the ball left side. Dribbles around one defender. Passes to Sanchez. Sanchez up back to Pinzon. Pinzon tried the back heel pass to Herlo, but Herlo not on the same page there as that ball rolls into the hands of Christensen. Fusion take over possession. Doing what they love to do, passing to their back line to switch sides of the field. Attack from a new point. Alvarez's pass up ahead to Herlo. Herlo gets his foot tangled up. Defender down there for the Seahorses. That's number 5, Riley Waldeck. He's back up. But it looks like a foul going against Herlo. So a free kick here now for the Seahorses will be taken by the goalkeeper, Christensen. Waldeck trying to flip that one on to Branch. Branch able to get to it. Cross now into the box. The header goes wide. A beautiful cross in there, and the header by Malik Shahid just a little too strong as that one goes wide and out for a goal kick. Hajduk tried to pass ahead to a streaking Jackson, but that pass too long. Pinzone now with it. Royal takes it. And Ramirez from the Seahorses steals it, but gives it right back to the Fusion. Arroyo now passes up to Herlo. Herlo not able to control that pass. Branch taken down by Hajduk because he was a little too strong there on the defense. Foul will go against Hajduk. Branch now with the ball over to Waldeck. Waldeck loses it. Sanchez has it. Pass intended for Herlo, stolen. Lobsinger streaking up the right side of the field, but that pass intended for him goes out of bounds. Fusion now looking to switch sides, bringing up the right. Anjos pass up ahead to Sanchez. Does not get past the last line of defense. Anjos pass up ahead, intended for Herlo. Goes long and into the hands of Christensen. Hajduk now passes this one back to Guerin. Sanchez now with the ball in the middle of the field. Nothing going for him as he passes it back to Guerin. That pass by the Seahorses goes out of bounds. And we have a substitution here for the Seahorses as entering the game is number 12, Zach Batista. Exiting the game is number 20, Ignacio Ramirez. Anjos now up to Herlo. Herlo loses it but gets it right back. Crosses it over to Pinzone. Pinzone's got it in the box. Dribbling back and forth. It goes to rip it, but too much traffic in the lane there as that one's deflected out by the Seahorses. Pass up ahead to Pinzone. Had Sanchez going, but didn't see him. Garcia now up to Jackson. Jackson back to Sanchez. To Jackson. Now Arroyo with the ball in the box. He crosses it. And Jackson lets that one go as he was clearly offsides. Hajduk with the header to Sanchez on the volley. And Alvarez will kick this one back to Guerin. Sanchez up ahead to Pinzon. He's got Arroyo on the left side, does not see him. Now they move it up the left side of the field. Sanchez with it. Garcia switches this. It's now cross up. Pinzon tries to volley that one, but it's wide and too high out of bounds. We have a goal kick here for Daniel Christensen. Another substitution here for the Fusion. Entering the game, number 7, Andreas Charalumbos. And coming out is Leo Anjos. We're in the 55th minute here, still 2-1 in favor of the Seahorses. Garcia now pass up ahead to Sanchez. Sanchez not able to control that one as he was moving a little too fast, trying to save it from out of bounds. On the touch, too strong, it goes out of bounds. Garcia now dribbling in traffic. Back to Alvarez, switches over to Hajduk. Sanchez with it over now to Pinzon. Nothing happened as they reset and switch sides. Hajduk now pushing it up. He crosses that one into the box, but cleared easily by the Seahorses. Pinzon now with it left side. Cuts back, cross into the box. But that one's going to sail out of bounds, and we'll have a goal kick here for the Seahorses. As the middle field as both teams jockeying for possession. Garcia comes up with it. Sanchez now up ahead to Pinzon. Pinzon flicks it on to Sanchez, running it down in the box, but not able to get there in time as it rolls out of bounds for a goal kick. That pass intended for Leipziger, too wide. Fusion take over. Seahorses now looking for the counter, but that ball cleared out. Pinzon now with it. And he resets, kicking it back to Guerin. Guerin now playing aggressively, coming well out of the box, but he turns it over, so he needs to get back. Alvarez now bringing it up. Passes up to Sanchez, on to Pinzon. Garcia not able to control the pass as he turns it over. Now the Seahorses with the ball. Hajduk playing way up. Steals this one. Now on to Herlo. Herlo looking for somebody. Cuts back, crosses. That one's going to roll out of bounds. Last touched by the Seahorses. Charlambos up to Arroyo, back to Charlambos. Charlambos is crossed into the box. Headed out by Leipziger. Arroyo now with the left side, crosses into the box. Herlo heads it up. And we have an offsides call. This broadcast of VC Fusion Soccer brought to you by DCH Lexus of Oxnard. Another substitution for the Fusion entering the game, number 11, Ross McPhee. And coming out is Trey Jackson. Seahorses now with it, moving up left side. Branch with the ball. And he gets tackled from behind by Charlambos. And a yellow goes to Charlambos as Branch is down and he is slow to get up. Very dangerous and aggressive slide tackle from behind there, as that'll get whistled each and every time. So the yellow card goes against Charlambos. Looks like Tariq Branch is okay up, and we'll have a free kick here taken by Derek Waldeck. Waldeck's cross into the box. Headed out by Juan Pablo Alvarez. Topsiger on the throw-in. Fusion take over. Pass up ahead to McPhee on the sideline, but that one rolls out of bounds. Shaheed with the ball now, left side, cuts back. Pass stolen by Ross McPhee, but Shaheed, playing aggressive from behind, takes down McPhee. And now McPhee's slow to get up. Referee whistling out for the trainer as McPhee has still not gotten up after that tackle by Malik Shaheed. We have a break in action here for an injury to Ross McPhee of the Fusion. We're in the 65th minute here. No goals yet here in the second half, as all 3 goals happened in the first half. SoCal Seahorses currently leading 2-1. Like McPhee getting that left calf worked on. Out comes the magic spray. And that does not look good for the Fusion as McPhee, unable to walk off of his own power. It looks like he's going to have to be helped off the field. Not able to put any weight there on that left leg. So McPhee now coming off in place of him, coming into the game, number 12, Ryan Goldsmith. That is now the second player here for the Fusion to be injured in this game. Adam Olsen went out earlier, and now Ross McPhee. Add that to the injury from Von Steek from last game, and the injury bug certainly biting the Fusion here as 3 key players going out in the last 2 games. Obviously, we hope it's nothing serious here. As you see the replay, Shaheed getting tangled up with McPhee, and he goes down. Starts with here McPhee doing a nice job cutting off that pass, going up ahead, but Shaheed coming from behind. They get tangled up, and you could see right there the foot of Shaheed goes right into the back of the knee, the upper calf there of McPhee on the left leg, and he went down. So we resume play here. Arroyo now up to Garcia, Pinzone with it. Nothing happening as they'll reset. Now up to Sanchez. Over to Pinzone. Pinzone resets back to Juan Pablo Alvarez. He'll switch sides up the right side now. Tim Hajduk dribbling it up. And back to Alvarez. Alvarez up ahead to Pinzone. Off to Arroyo. Arroyo now dribbling middle of the field. Passes into Sanchez. Pass back to Arroyo. Now Charlambo switching it up to Flores. And Charlambo's chasing that one down as a slide tackle. Kicks it out of bounds. Ball belongs to the Seahorses. Now Branch with it, middle of the field. Up to Shahid. Shahid now kicks this one in the box. That one sails wide. Fusion now switching, going up the left side. That one's stolen by Waldeck. Referee blows the whistle for the foul. Going against the Fusion will be Seahorses' ball. Sanchez now with it. Up to Herlo. Herlo being chased down by Branch. Gets it back to Sanchez. Given back to Herlo. Herlo stops. And an offside call goes against Herlo. Seahorses will take over. Pass up ahead. Cut off by Charlambos. Now Pinzone has it. But not able to control it as he gives this one right back. Now Shahid's pass. Up to Branch. Royal there playing defense. And Alvarez comes over to clear it. Substitution here for the Seahorses. Exiting the game, number 2, Malik Shahid. Now into the game, number 6, Elmer Guerra. Garcia's pass up to Herlo. Cut off by Waldeck. And that one kicked out of bounds by Lopseger. Fusion now. It's the middle of the field to Charlambos. Fusion now looking to counter. Sanchez gives it off to Pinzone. Pinzone now to Garcia. And that one's stolen now. In the corner here. That pass up ahead to Branch, but Guerin get it, but even if he hadn't, Branch was well offsides. Referee was ready to blow the whistle on that one had Branch touched it. Hajduk now cross up ahead to Pinzone. Pinzone chases this one down, stops, cuts back, cross into the box. And that one too wide. Fusion keep possession. Charlambos crosses it back into the box. Herlo gets a head on it. Pinzone runs this one down. So we'll have a throw in here for the Fusion. Arroyo on the throw in. Passes into Herlo. Arroyo back to Garcia. Sanchez traps it, tries to kick it, but that one sails over the crossbar and out of bounds for a goal kick. Time winding down here in this game for the Fusion to get back into this one. We're in the 75th minute. They still trail 2-1. Pinzone with a nice spin move there. But Leipziger able to stay with him. Nice defense there by Leipziger. Cross up ahead to Pinzone. Pinzone heads it. But right into the hands, or say feet, of the Seahorses. That one deflected out of bounds by Fusion. Garcia now with it, up to Herlo. Now Hajduk cross. Over to Sanchez. Sanchez gets a foot on it. But not able to put enough on that as that one's easily saved by Christensen. And that pass there by Hajduk. Hajduk now playing way further up than his normal position with injuries to the back line of the Fusion. They now have Hajduk, looks like playing a little bit of midfield. Alvarez up to Flores. Goldsmith with the throw in. Garcia gives that one up. And that one kicked out of bounds by Powers. Fusion will take over. We'll have a corner kick here for the Fusion. Cross into the box. And that volley by Alvarez deflected out by the Seahorses. So we'll have another corner kick here for the Fusion. We'll switch sides, however. Diego Sanchez will take the corner once again. Sanchez now crossed into the box, far side. And the header there by Juan Pablo Alvarez just sails over the crossbar. Great chance there to tie this game up by Juan Pablo Alvarez, but just goes over. Charlambo's fighting for it. And he kicks this one out of bounds, so the Seahorses will take over here. Seahorses now turn this one over. Fusion have it, and they're going to give it right back to the Seahorses. Lobseger on the throw-in. Foul whistled against the Seahorses. Fusion ball. Charlambo sends this one way upfield, intended for Hajduk. Hajduk puts a touch on it, but it ends up in the hands of Christensen. That was passed up ahead to Hajduk. Hajduk has it. Waldeck on him. Hajduk stops. And that one's kicked out of bounds by the Seahorses. Pinzon now on the throw-in. Sanchez has it in the box, but loses it immediately. Branch now with it on the counter. But he loses it. Fusion how have it. And Branch gets it right back for his team. Ball last touched by the Fusion. And another substitution here for the Seahorses. Coming into the game is number 21, Ben Burns. X in the game, number 22, Kaylee Powers. Seahorses now with it. Dribbling into the box. Garfias with it. Up to Branch. Branch dribbling goal line. Lobsiger now crosses into the box with that one headed out. Ooh, and a foul whistle there against Alfonso Flores. As we have a player down for the Seahorses. That's number 12, Zach Batista, but he's up. But we'll have a free kick here for the Seahorses. Great spot here from about 30 meters out. Just left center of the field. Ari Claro there on the free kick. And he splits the uprights for the field goal. That one sailed over the crossbar. Out of bounds. We have a goal kick here from Paul Guerin. Pinzone's throw in intended for Garcia. Too long. Stolen by Branch. Fusion now switching and bringing up left side to Pinzone. Pinzone back to the middle of the field to Garcia. Charlambos looking for someone to make a run. Passes this one up to Flores. Flores is crossed into the box. Herlo trapped it, but his volley no good as that one sails sky high and out of bounds. We have a goal kick here for the Seahorses. '88th minute here in this game. 88th minute, Seahorses leading 2-1. Time running out here for the Fusion. fighting with a couple of Fusion defenders. But he kicks this one out. Fusion will take over. Pass now up to Hajduk. Hajduk has it in the box. Dribbling goal line. That one, last touch by Ben Burns, will have a corner kick here for the Fusion. Sanchez taking the corner for the Fusion. Kick is up and punched out by Christensen. Pinzone there, however, able to run it down. And that cross into Charalambos. Was on target to Herlo, but Christensen cuts it off for the save. We're now heading into extra time. Just 4 minutes left in this one. 4 minutes if the Fusion have any hopes of coming back in this one. Charalambos pass intended for Flores, cut off by the Seahorses. Waldeck pass ahead. Guetta dribbles that one out of bounds. We have a goal kick here for the Fusion. Pass up ahead for Herlo. Too long. Waldeck with it now. Sanchez gets a piece of that one. Guetta now with it, left side. Alvarez of the Fusion able to chase that one down. Guerra kicks this one up. Herlo puts a touch on it. Sanchez trying to run this one down, but Christensen swallows it up. And we have a Seahorse player down in the box for them. Referee coming to check on him. It was Ari Claro down for the Seahorses. Sanchez helps him back up, and we are ready to resume play. Christensen up to Branch. That one dribbles, bounces over the head of Branch. Branch playing aggressive, trying to chase that one down. Guerin kicks it just ahead of him. Charalambos now up ahead to Sanchez. Garfias now with it over to Waldeck. Back to Burns. Burns kicking this one up ahead. Don't think that was a pass intended for Branch. Think he was just trying to clear that one out. We're in the final minutes here. Arroyo dribbles around one defender. Up to Pinzone. Pinzone's got space. Crosses this one into the box. But that one headed out by Claros. You can sense the urgency here for the Fusion as they have very little time here to tie this one up. Trailing 2-1 here. We're in the extra minutes of the second half. Referee looking at his watch. Time winding down. Christensen going to take his time, trying to milk this clock and get out of here with the win. And the final whistle blows in this one. A 2-1 victory here for the SoCal Seahorses. The two teams now split the series. Both teams picking up a 2-1 road win. And that makes it now 3 out of the last 4 games, resulting in a loss here for the Fusion as they've hit a bit of a rough patch. This is actually the first loss that they've had at home all season. But a 2-1 victory here for the Seahorses. The story of the game, just the 2 counters that resulted in goals there for the Seahorses in the first half. All the scoring coming in the first half. Both teams kept off the scoreboard here in the second half, but Fusion dominated possession all night long. Very few long possessions there for the Seahorses, but they made it count when they had it as they come out of here with the 2-1 victory. And each and every game now here pivotal for the Fusion as there's just 5 games left here in the regular season. Coming into tonight, the Fusion were just 1 point out of a playoff spot. So as I mentioned, just 5 games left. They need to pick up all the points that they can get. Not able to capture one here for the first time all season at home. So the SoCal Seahorses come into Ventura and steal a 2-1 victory here over Ventura County Fusion. The next game here for the Fusion will be this Friday, June 29th. It is a road game versus Santa Cruz. The next 2 games for the Fusion coming on the road. This Friday, the 29th against Santa Cruz. And then on Sunday, July 1st at Fresno. Next home game will be Saturday, July 7th here for the Fusion. Saturday, July 7th against Santa Cruz will be the next home game. So the next 2 coming on the road. Quick recap of the scores here. Goals by Derek Waldeck and Tariq Branch coming in the 3rd and 27th minute respectively for the Seahorses. The lone goal for the Fusion by Michael Weber in the 18th minute. As we take a look back here on there's the goal by Michael Weber there in the first half. Coming up the left side, gets past the last defender, has just the goalie to beat, and puts a beautiful touch on that one as he goes far side and bends it in. Michael Weber, goals in 2 straight games now for him, but it wasn't enough there as the Seahorses come in and steal this one. And you watch it live here on this stream, brought to you by DCH Lexus of Oxnard. That's going to do it here for us at Ventura College Sports Complex. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us.